What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to channel Anderson, and welcome back to project CLK55K. Recently, while I've been sorting through all of the long list of things to do in here, I remember that the 209s have the same failure point. There's a plastic Y fitting for the coolant hoses that goes through the cowl right here, connects the reservoir and the coolant pipe that feeds to the back of the engine. And it's just a known failure. It failed on my C55 one day, left me almost stranded, got me home barely, but I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that since I'm already sorting through everything to try to get this thing 100% before we fully send it. So right now, I just pulled off the windshield wiper blades to do so, 13 millimeters in 3 locations right there, and just kind of pry them up. The middle ones seem to be the easier ones, and then the driver's side is sometimes get a little sticky, so I let it sit with some penetrating fluid and then rotate it back and forth a few times, and felt like it was still stuck. But if you flip the windshield wiper up, like when you're washing a car and flip it up, it releases the tension on it at all, like all of it, and then you can just pull it straight out. So now just got, I think, like 5 or 6 T27 or T30 Torx bolts, and then we can lift the cowl up. And I needed to do this anyways because I want to route one of these lines behind the cowl instead of going here behind the engine. So kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, as much as that phrase doesn't make sense, but yeah, going for it. Also, guys, if you haven't seen the C55's valve covers sitting over there, they have heavily inspired me to do these before I get everything back together. So I would like to do that. Everything is wide open right now without the surge tanks on it and everything, so be probably a good thing to do. And I would like to do spark plugs on this car anyways because I don't know what's in it right now, and would just be a good another peace of mind thing to take care of. The rest of the engine is actually pretty clean, and it's not leaking a ton, a little bit from the common place where the oil cap is at, but besides that, it doesn't look too leaky. They just are dry and corroded like most all of them are nowadays, being old magnesium. So I think we're gonna do that soon and just get it off the list. But for now, I'm gonna keep going, get this off, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Oh my goodness, guys. Well, after a freaking fight, it is off. It was being super stubborn because this dang trim wanted to come off with it, and I was like, what the heck? I do not remember it being like this on the C55. They should just pull straight up out of this little groove, but the dang thing was coming with it. So I just had to keep yanking it. Eventually I just got frustrated and just yanked the shit out of it, and it came off. So now we have access. So got to pull this assembly out. I think it's a bunch of like 8mm, 10mm bolts, and then we can get that out of the way and have access to our little Y fitting down there. And of course, guys, it starts raining. Well, we got some of it done. I'm gonna try to pull the rest of it out. Hopefully it doesn't start pouring too bad, and I'll keep this covered while I'm working. Well, guys, just when I started having fun, of course it has to start raining. Well, to be continued. Got everything out. I need to refresh my memory anyways on what I did with C55, what size fitting, and what I use for hoses. So I'm gonna go rewatch my own video and collect what I need to collect, so I'll be ready to take care of that job. I think on this one though, maybe I'll just retain the windshield washer reservoir since this is going to be more of a cruiser car, so I won't delete all those lines. Yeah, see you guys in a bit. Oh, also our AN6 line kit showed up for the C55, so I was test fitting the nuke fuel rails. I think on this side I'll be able to use a 90, this side a 45. They should line up pretty evenly, or if anything I could get like a short 90 for this side and a regular 90 on that side. 90 will be on the back, that'll connect to the T fitting, and then yeah, we should be good. So I'm just waiting on the adapters to show up and we can go for it. Fun fact, I've never made AN lines, never had to. So I got the CPE, not the PTFE. PTFE looks like a bit of a pain, and don't really need it because I don't think I'll be running E85 or anything like that. So just regular CPE line. And yeah, I've been ordering a bunch of Evo Energy stuff. They're on Amazon. They have their own site. Super good quality and like the best prices you can find. So good stuff. I will make those later on. Alright guys, well, rain stopped and got a little bit excited just to get this out of the way. So I'm not waiting for daylight. I'm just going to finish this up tonight. I have a fitting. I didn't have a Y fitting, so I will bypass the windshield washer heater. I'm still going to use the washer reservoir, but I'll just bypass it off of the auxiliary water pump and here. So I'll basically delete the lines that are going to it from both sides. Still usable, it just won't be heated in the winter, which I don't really need. So lessens any chances of leaks. So got the PCV line out of the way that we made, and I'm going to go ahead get that clamp off of there. It's a little bit hard to get to, but I'll get that off. Now we can snake out our fittings from both sides. Hopefully we don't lose a bunch of coolant, and should be good. So I'll update you guys after. Alright guys, one side is pretty much off. Hard for you guys to see, sorry, but moving on to the inner portions, those two connections. Go ahead and get those off now. Right, you guys, experience for the win. All of those lines are off. Oops, not focusing. So, oh, come on, man, focus. All right, all the lines are off right there. Small line, big line. My fitting is too small though, so I'll have to grab a bigger one tomorrow. I believe I used a 1-inch on the C55, so that's what I need. I do have some plastic ones around, but I'm not gonna bother. I'll just wait till tomorrow. I'll go pick up a metal one and get this thing situated. Last time I did end up replacing the silicone hose on here to make it kind of an easier fit, but I'll try to just reuse the factory lines this time around. And for now, I'm gonna go ahead and unroute that line. It travels down here next to the AC lines, and then down here one of the metal brackets holding it on. So I'll probably wait to do that tomorrow. I think I'll end it here. I'm glad to have a little more progress done. And while I'm in here looking at this assembly, I'm planning on deleting it out of the C55 because, yeah, I don't need a wiper assembly if we're gonna do full track mode, and it's pretty heavy, to be honest. So I can come up with a manual creative wiper if I need to, and just ceramic coat the crap out of the windshield so it doesn't get covered if it does go out in the rain. So I don't really daily drive that car anymore when it's raining at all anyways, so yeah, it could save a good chunk of weight. It's probably close to 15-20 pounds. So yeah, little ideas as we go, but I will resume most likely tomorrow, guys, when we got some daylight. Alright, you guys, welcome back to the night show. It's the next day. Didn't get a chance to work while the daylight was out, so we're doing this again. Got our night light setups. So I got the fittings. I'll show you guys in a second. I'm also thinking about pulling the valve covers. I would like to get those done in the same black that I did the C55. Why not? We're going to be waiting for the surge chains to get back from powder coating anyways, and we got a bunch of other stuff to finish up, so might as well do that while the car is down, make it look nice, and you know, match up with the rest of the stuff we're changing. So plan is tonight I'm going to get that fitting in there, connect those lines. I am going to delete the heater for the windshield reservoir. I'll block it off from the auxiliary pump and just delete that line entirely and block it off on the reservoir down here. And then I want to redo the line that is going in front of the firewall to the relay for the surge tank pump, to route it behind the cowl here, and I'm going to put a connector on it so that I can unplug it if need be from right here. So we'll see how that goes, but yeah, first things first, let me get the fitting. I'll show you guys what I got. Alright, you guys, so Home Depot for the win. We got our Apollo PEX fittings. They're brass. I got one 1-inch to 1-inch elbow and then one straight fitting. From memory last time, I feel like I could have used a straight fitting, so I bought that just in case. I did use this elbow on the C55, but yeah, we'll see which one works. I don't really know how these things are measured because these are not really, I don't know, maybe they are 1 inch, but fittings like this are always kind of weird because the other one sometimes like 3/4 is the same size as this. Anyways, this is exactly what I got, so you guys will be able to find the same thing. So that's it. I'm gonna grab these, go put them in the car, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, well, I am gonna use a straight fitting. This is what I remembered from last time, so I'm glad I grabbed that straight one. I did put, if you guys can see there, the trim guard around the edges. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that fitting on there. I'm gonna use regular worm clamps to avoid the hassle of these pinch clamps because they are a nightmare. So put those on, and straight fitting it is. Alright guys, camera's almost dead, but that is all done. Got it situated. Oh, the camera's stuck. Got it situated pretty much just like it is from factory. Also routed that wire back there. You can see that it is connecting onto this one right here. So I will make a connector for that and figure out exactly how I need to route that once I have the cowl situated again, just to see where everything sits and where I can tuck it underneath. So I think what I'm going to do now is start to pull our valve covers. Alright guys, camera is dying. Just might switch to the iPhone in a second, but got the auxiliary water pump blocked off, the windshield washer reservoir blocked off, and got that line out of here. Last thing to do up here will be the electric wire coming from the what's it called, fuse or relay, sorry, that goes to the surge tank water pumps. So I am taking the valve covers off right now. Just got the coil packs off on this side. I'll zap these E12s off to get out of here, and then pull this one off. We'll see what we got. Alright guys, valve cover is off, and man, impressive. This is cleaner than my C55, to be honest. And my C55 was already very clean, so awesome to see. Valve cover looks great inside, very, very clean. These are in better shape than my C55 as well, especially internally. So it shouldn't be a big deal at all to get these things cleaned up and ready. The valve cover gaskets are fresh. I could honestly reuse them if I wanted to. They're still very, very pliable, but I will switch to the Felpros just so I can put on the C55 anyways. Alright guys, last bit of juice on the camera, but same thing from the driver's side. Very, very clean. Super happy with this. Oh man, you guys. Beautiful day. It's the last day of school today, which means we got so many adventures planned for summer. I cannot wait, you guys. Let's go. Alright, well, heading into work. Let's go finish up those valve covers and catch you guys in a little while back at home. Alright guys, just got to work. One thing I'll document real quick. We're working on the M112K gaskets. I'm going to be testing the V8 ones. Another person will be testing out the M112K. Shout out to Braden. You're the one that sent him over. So thank him, guys. So yeah, he'll be testing the V6 ones. I'll test the V8 ones over summer. And then come September, if all goes well, then I'll have them for sale for you guys. And I'll try to give them as cheap as I can with, you know, still giving you guys a deal and still being able to make a little room for myself. So probably in the $20-25 range for a set, which is about the same as a OEM gasket, but will hold much more boost. Alright, well, let's head over to the shop, see where we left off on the valve covers. Alright, here's where we left off yesterday. Got them all sealed up, and actually I needed to go pick up some bolts for these, but I forgot, so that's alright. We will leave them as is. They should be plenty solid and sealed by now. I'll just replace that hardware. One of them's missing, so we'll take care of that in a bit. But pretty much I'm gonna try to still use some of this primer just to get a light coat on here. It should still be good, so I'll try that, and then if I need to use a little bit of this, we'll hit it with the aluminum blast, and then our matte clear. Not much to it. I'll tape it off, and that's about it. round one of primer is all dry, I'm gonna go ahead and start hitting it with the Aluminum Blast. Alright you guys, I got one pretty light coat on one side, just starting on the other. Alright guys, we are fully coated with the Aluminum Blast. I'm gonna let this dry for about an hour, and then we'll hit it with the 2K epoxy clear, and I will leave them sitting here overnight, pick them up tomorrow. I'm getting close on the laser printed M112K gaskets. I got to do one more adjustment and I think I got it, so I'll take care of that now and I'll check in with you guys in a bit. Alright guys, just finished up second round of matte clear. Looks really good with the matte on it. It's hard to tell the difference on camera, I think, but in person the matte made it look nice and finished. And also, speaking of finished, just finished up our M112K gaskets, so I'll be sending these off to Braden, and he'll be our tester, maybe a few other people as well. Test them out and see how they go over summer. As long as we can verify they fit, they work, they seal, should be good. So I might need to go pick up some more cork material, but yeah, I think I'm going to leave these things here to settle overnight and solidify, and then we can pop them back on the car probably tomorrow or the next day. And I think I would like to do spark plugs while I'm at it. Alright you guys, back home. I think we left off on some night work on the CLK, pulling the valve covers. You guys have now seen us painting the valve covers, or me painting the valve covers. I did order up new valve cover gaskets. Got the same as what's on the C55, and there's something special about that I'm going to mention in a second, but here's the part number. Some of you guys were asking me. I did put a link in the previous video for when we did the C55, but yeah, that's a part number for you guys. And I will just show you real quick. Look at what is on the car. There is one more thing I need to do, and that is the line connecting the looped rail to the hard line. And it just so happens that the impossible to find fitting is on the CLK. Somebody had got it, so I don't know how or what. Maybe somebody had one machined, because for the life of me I could not find anything that went from that, which is like a inverted bubble flare M14 by 1 or something like that, or M12 by 1, I can't remember now, to an AN6 that's on that car. So I want to pull it off, because if I can get that off, I'm pretty sure I can make myself an AN line to loop that fully and connect it, and we could fire this thing up. That'll be in another video, but I just wanted to mention it. I'm so stoked. It took a ton of work, ton of trying to figure it out, but I think we got it, and can't wait. So be on the lookout for that video soon. But for now, let's go take a look at the engine bay again, CLK, and grab what we need. I also forgot, we need to finish that wire that's going behind here. And once we do that, we can put the cowl on and everything, but I'm not worried about that right now. I want to get that fitting off. I need to figure out what the heck it is. They still have the stock fitting on there, so they didn't chop it off and put something else on, but I just need to see what that is, because that could honestly tell a lot about the story of the fitting. Maybe they just use the AN line and it actually does seal. Maybe not. I've heard various things, so let me see what it is. Alright guys, interesting. So it has the threads for that side. It doesn't really look like the same seal. Let's get this in the light real quick. Alright, so yeah, it really doesn't look like it's just flat in there. It's not even, I don't know, but it's 034, so I'm guessing it's 034 Motorsport. That is interesting, but yeah, it adapts to an AN6 line, and this is honestly what we need, so I'm gonna run it. I was setting up this fuel pressure gauge. If you guys didn't see, I was gonna use one of these for the CLK, but I actually have two of them, so I'm gonna run this on the C55 as well. So I'll order up another one of these fittings. It's just a female AN6 to male AN6 with a 1/8 MPT center portion. So I think we'll just run this. But man, I can't believe this fitting. I'll have to look that up because literally, guys, I've been searching the ends of the earth trying to find that fitting, and you know, I was trying to find it with the correct inverted flare inside, but it looks like they just ran a flat fitting, and this was never leaking, so I guess maybe it doesn't need a seal like that. But yeah, let's put this in. Alright guys, well, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Like I said, stay tuned. I'll have this and everything set up on the C55 here shortly, and hopefully tonight I'll be firing it up, and you guys will see that maybe on Saturday or Monday. You'll be watching this video on Friday. You'll also see in the next video, obviously, the valve covers all finished up. They looked great when I left work today, letting them cure overnight, and we'll get them back, get them plugged on with the new Felpro gaskets, and then continue to work on this beast. I will get that wiring done. I probably won't, I mean, I'll probably just do it on my own, to be honest. Get all that done, get the cowl back on, and then after this, the engine bay, for the most part, is sorted. I'm gonna have to remake some lines since I stole the fittings off of this for the C55, but that's no big deal. I'll make the AN lines, re-loop our rail here in the front with the line we already have, and as soon as that is all done, pretty much good in the engine bay. I would like to do spark plugs, so I want to pull those to see what they are, but once that is done, we can move to the fuel pump situation. I also need to do the battery bracket. It's kind of like the easiest thing out of all the things going on with the car right now, so I've been putting it off, just knowing that there's other stuff I can tackle ahead of time, because the battery box won't really take me too long. It's just riv nutting and drilling. So yeah, it's where we're at. I appreciate you guys for following along everything we've been doing with this project. I appreciate you guys' patience. Trust me, I have been trying to whittle away every day at all the little things to get this thing ready to go and not have any downtime once we get it ready to go. I want it to be like 100% good to go, which no car is ever going to be. Is going to need some shaking down to get, you know, perfected, but we can get it there, and it'll give us a better shot of that higher percentage of being done if I take my time with it, do everything right the first time. So that's really what I'm trying to do. And that's all mechanical related stuff on the outside. We can take care of that as we go. Got faded headlights, paint needs to be, you know, corrected and all that stuff, but like, I'm not even worried about that at all. We will get to that, but we're gonna take care of all the good stuff, the sweet stuff first. So that is it. I'll quit talking your guys' ear off. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all the messages you guys have been sending lately, and just words of positivity and just support. I appreciate it, and look forward to catching you guys on the next one. Peace.